Hey everyone, Matthew of Mr. Domestic. In partnership with Joann, I'm going to give you a two-for video. First, I'm going to chat with you about this customizable fabric situation that they have going on over at Joann.com. It actually blew my mind. They had over 10,000 different designs that you could customize and make it exactly how you wanted, and like a whole bevy of different substrates that I was amazed by, that I could actually put it on a different kind of fabric depending on what I needed. And then in addition to this, I'm going to give you a tutorial on the easiest tote bag ever on the entire planet in history of the universe. So if you've ever been intimidated by making bags or totes, this is definitely the tutorial for you. So if you're ready to learn 2 for 1, then come on the journey with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the first thing that I want to do is take you through this cool customizer where it's 3 easy steps. I'm just going to show you some, like these are the different themes, and then these are the different patterns. Like there are over 10,000 fabrics that you can pick from that are already designed. And then from these designs, you can tweak them. Like look, right here. I'm going to pick it, canvas, because I love the canvas. It feels so good. And then look, oh, but then, like, I can tweak it and play with the colors. Just look, I'm changing them. These aren't what I'm going to end up with, but I'm totally going to change them here just so that you can see, like, all of the variations that you can do. Now look at the size being changed. Smaller, 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 bigger, bigger, bigger. I wanted it to be larger, so I went with that. And then these are the presets that are there. You can just mess around some more. But then they have some combos already done for you that you get to like cycle through if that one didn't float your boat. But I loved the turquoise blue moment that was going on, so that's what I went with. But there's a lot of variety that you can do as you're customizing your fabric, whether it's with the design, the colors within the design, or all of these different substrates that you can pick from that'll be shipped to your home.
So I used 2 16x18 cotton duck, 2 16x18 quilt cotton for the lining, and then 2 1" by 30" black belting pieces for the handles. So the first thing to do is to prepare the exterior, and I'm going to sew in a 1/2 inch from the edge, going down, then across on the bottom, then back up, and I'm going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. And then with canvas especially, I'm going to zigzag close to that stitch line just to make sure that it doesn't fray whenever the ends are trimmed, because canvas generally is a high fray material, but this canvas is woven very tightly, so I have good feelings about this one. I trimmed off a 1/4 inch seam allowance from the outside, so there's only a 1/4 inch left. And now from that outside edge, I am cutting a 3" square from the bottom corner. So from the bottom right and then the bottom left corner. And then once I get that cut out, I'm going to open it up like so, pulling out those corners that I cut, and then aligning the 2 seams together like so. And then I'm going to pin this and then take this over to the sewing machine and sew it using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I pinned one of the 1" by 30", 4 inches from each side, and then I followed the same process with the lining fabric as the exterior fabric. And now I'm going to insert this right side out into the inside out lining, lining up the seams, and I'm going to put a couple clips on there before I take it over and sew most of it on the sewing machine. So now that everything is lined up and clipped over at the sewing machine, I'm going to sew around the top raw edges, mostly all around the top, leaving about 3-4 inch gap to pull everything right side out. Now everything has been pressed on the edges in that small little gap. It's folded over, and that's the first thing that I go for whenever I sew. And now I'm just going to edge stitch all the way around the top, overlapping slightly once I pass the beginning, just to make sure that's a really nice seam.
So wowie wow, folks. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did. Are you ready for the big reveal to see the tote? Look! Look, I mean, I'm sorry, this is fetch. This is as fetch as fetch can get. This, and then like, look, the inside. Like, this is really stylish. And it took me no time at all. I would make these for like gifts. I don't know, like even when I would buy presents, I would put them in this, and this could be like the outside, and it's like 2 gifts in one. There's so many things you can do with all of these options at Joann.com. Now you've got the easiest tote ever in the history of the universe that you yourself can make, and I can't wait to see all of the different variations of everything out on the interweb and in the real world. So on that, make sure to check out Joann.com and keep it safe, keep it positive, and Mr. Domestic out.